Morning. I want to talk about the three types of soap businesses and their corresponding financial success. And these examples actually don't just apply to soap or bath product businesses. I think they quite possibly could apply to any kind of business, especially a product business or a small business. So these three stages are best explained by an analogy of, imagine you are a bricklayer, or let's just talk about a hypothetical bricklayer. A bricklayer could view his job in one of three ways. The first way is that if you were to ask him, what do you do for a living? He could say, I lay bricks. That's what I do. Number two is the bricklayer could say, I'm building a church. It's going to be a building, it's strong, and it's a building made of bricks. Then the third bricklayer, or the third way to describe it, is this bricklayer could say, I am building a pathway to God, a house of God, an environment for people to feel connected to it. All three of those descriptions are accurately describing what the bricklayer does. However, the context in which the bricklayer views his role, his purpose, is completely different. The first one, when he just says he lays bricks, that's a very literal, survival-based mode, focused simply on the task of what he does. Quite honestly, it's a bit self-absorbed, and a lot of people who go to a job where they punch in and out and they're just clocking their hours to get their time, or just making soap simply just to sell it, to get some money. That's kind of that first example. The second example of the bricklayer who's building a church, he's now wrapped up in a larger purpose where he gets a sense of the bigger consequence and benefits of his role. So if you are someone who works for a company and you see the bigger picture, like let's say you work for a company that builds houses and you work in the accounting department, you could see your role as facilitating all of the growth of the housing industry in your area and the ability of this company to give all these employee paychecks. And you start to see it more as a career where you develop skills and you progress in your job and you become more evolved. That is where a lot of us are. I absolutely was there in my corporate career. I was focused on the word career. I was focused on my own path and my own development. And when my company got bought and I felt like my path there was changed against my own liking, I was mad and I was frustrated, and I ended up leaving because I felt like my career was derailed. And that's still kind of a self-absorbed way of looking at things. And even in my soap business, I've often sort of made the argument like, yeah, I'm trying to build this business where I employ a lot of people and we sell to a lot of wholesale accounts who make money off of us, and every year I want to grow revenue so we can blah blah blah. I'm realizing that's kind of a self-absorbed way too, because it's still all about me. It's still all about my empire, which I do love the idea of, but I'm now identifying with number three. So this is the bricklayer who says his role is to build a pathway or a conduit to God. My analogy for a soap maker is, I want to build a business that changes people's lives. So in a soap example, you could say, I make products that restore someone's confidence in their appearance. So let's say your target audience is people with really sensitive skin. They get reactions to commercial products, so they have like rashes or some kind of physical consequence from using crappy, stuff you buy at CVS. And your products actually don't elicit that reaction, so people are now more confident when they go out in the world to experience their day because they're not having these rashes or reactions. So your mission and your purpose could be to allow people to enjoy their lives without the self-confidence of using low-quality products. That's pretty powerful. It's not about you at all. My mission with my coaching business is I want to help as many people find their own purpose and the experience the joy of being your own boss and building something with your own hands and your own effort and your own hard work, and seeing how gratifying that can be. So you take charge of your own role in your life, and you're not sort of a victim just waiting around for someone to give you a raise or someone else to hire you or someone else to do that. I'm not a fan of the passive approach of just sitting around waiting for opportunities to come. I much prefer to go out and find my own opportunities and make my own, and I love to help inspire other people to do the same. And so the more my mission and my purpose is about other people and not about me and what I need or what my family needs, the more driven and excited I am. So I want you to think about your own soap business, and are you one of three? Which of the three are you? Are you the bricklayer who's just making bricks? So are you the person who's just making soap and just trying to get by and sell as many as you can to make money? Or number two, are you trying to make a career out of it? Are you trying to build enough of a business that you could have employees and get paid and have kind of, more of a company type of environment? Or number three, do you have actually a bigger purpose about helping and having an impact on people aside from yourself? Do you have a calling? Is this business something that you're destined to do because of your gifts and skills at making products and the specific target audience that you've defined who would benefit from them? And you have a really good understanding of the role your products can play in someone's life, whether that's in bringing them joy or helping them escape from pain. I did a video yesterday about those two reasons why people buy. And I just want to challenge you to think a little bit today about which kind of bricklayer or soap maker are you? Do you have a mission and a purpose that's far bigger and more powerful than simply your own financial needs? Or are you caught up in the day-to-day scrappiness of, if I don't sell 100 bars of soap this week, I'm gonna panic and freak out, and again, get wrapped up in your own stuff. The reason why this matters is that we attract what we put out. And I've learned this myself because my business, I have been through all three of those stages. And I still, even though I aspire to be number three, I still find myself relapsing into two and absolutely into one every now and then. And what I have found is that when you stay focused on yourself and your own needs, you don't attract the same kind of opportunities and the same kind of people into your life. When you focus on building something powerful and amazing, you'll attract a higher caliber of people to influence you and inspire you and teach you. And then when you can focus on that level three about having an impact, how your business can actually change the lives of other people, that's when the magic starts to happen. And that's when you feel this inner sense of just like, I'm gonna push through anything because I'm onto something. This is my calling. This is what I was meant to do. And this is gonna be amazing. And you feed off the feedback from your clients and your customers who tell you your products change them. And you sort of, that becomes your fuel more than a paycheck or some kind of physical material item that I can buy. There's nothing I love more than when I get great reviews or a client tells me that, she got a new wholesale account and she's just on fire because she's so excited that this is taking off. Like, that's my fuel, that's my fire, and I love that. And it inspires me and it gets me jumping out of bed in the morning to do more of this. So I want you to find that for your business. What is the fuel that can motivate you to step out of your comfort zone and take risks and try new things? If it's simply the money, if you're just laying bricks and it's just a paycheck, you're not gonna probably push yourself very hard because you don't really get that fire and that passion. And interestingly, I think you can find each of these three things in any kind of business. And even if you're working for someone else, that doesn't mean you can't still view your contribution as part of your calling. I don't think you can only feel this when you're self-employed. But it's your choice. That's really what it comes down to. How you decide you want to view your role is what it is. If you're just an hourly worker plugging away, can't wait to get out of there, then that's what you are. But if you see yourself as a far more significant contributor with more of a gift that you can share with the world and an impact on other people in a positive way, then that's what you are. So decide. Most of you, I think, have some kind of soap or bath product business, and you can be just a literal maker of soaps, just like any other maker of soaps. And you're probably going to struggle because then you're a commodity, and it's going to be about price, and it's going to be about competition. Or number two, you can start to build a company and make a career out of it. And that's more powerful than number one, and that's going to drive you, but not to the level of number three, about make this your calling. Find a purpose. This is why this target audience stuff, I keep coming back to it. It's so important. It matters so much. If your products are really for one specific kind of person and you solve a specific problem in their life, they need you. And therefore, your role isn't just about you and your own needs, whether they be financial or some other kind. It becomes much greater and more powerful. And that's where the financial abundance comes, because that's when things take off and the whole business catches fire and you become an inspiration to other people and your role model. And that's amazing feeling. And I want all of you to have that. So think about, what kind of business do you have? Are you a bricklayer? Are you building a church? Or are you building a pathway to God? Those are just the three examples of how someone with the same role can view their contribution in completely different ways. And in the context of soap building, soap making, again, you can be a literal mixer of oils, water, and lye, and just make soap because it cleans. All right, then you're a level one. And it's going to be a little tougher for you to probably find that level of passion and fire. You can be number two and build a company. We've got employees, commercial space, and you're about making payroll and revenue after revenue. Like, I get it. I've been in that place. And that's cool. It's better than number one for me. But it's nothing like number three, where you have a mission, a purpose beyond yourself and your needs, and you connect with a target audience who needs you, who relies on you because you have a gift, and your gift of making products contributes to their lives in a meaningful way. So think about it and decide, because it is a choice, which kind of business you want to have and how that means you have to show up differently every day. Are you going to be less of a victim complaining about other people? Not when you have a mission and a calling. You know, that's not part of it. You have to take charge and empower yourself to make that mission your reality. So it's amazing how you choose to view things impacts so much. And you can choose to be in charge of your own destiny and see your business as something that is non-negotiable part of your future. Or you can just see it as another hourly job where you got to get paid by your business. Otherwise, you're going to go out of business and be in debt and all these sort of negative things. It's your choice. Think about it. Choose wisely.